For the thousands in the comments and the millions listening on YouTube Premium.
Welcome to KNITRO! It's your host, Rob, here with my co-hosts, Jordan and Colin. Myself and Colin, lifelong wrestling fans. Jordan never watched an episode of Nitro before we started this wonderful podcast. Thank you for joining us on this journey for KNITRO.
Week 8.
Fellas, how we feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good today. I was not feeling good watching this dog shit episode of
I was gonna say, like, you are both unwelcome for making me watch this episode.
No, that's fair.
In particular,
we are about to enter the dark era of WCW, and by dark I mean not good. And I was like bracing myself as this episode went on, like, oh, it's happening.
It's more than that though, Rob, because we see the planting of the seeds in this episode of like top 5 worst wrestling moments of all time.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for Halloween Havoc to get Jordan's reaction to what's about to go down, because yes,
it gets worse.
It is,
Jordan.
Yeah, it's getting worse. And not only does it get worse, there's at least 6 months of worse. Well, like 4 or 5 months. Like we're in October, March or April is when it wraps up. So
yeah,
this isn't going anywhere. Like this stuff is just revving up, and it's gonna be bad.
It's brutal, man.
Dude, 6 months.
6 months of this.
So crazy.
And in real time, because we do this show weekly, you know?
I have. There was a moment during this where I was like, maybe we could like just skip ahead. do a time jump.
We must
but
pay.
We agreed to do this. We will suffer through it. And that means suffering through another fucking Kurosawa match.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the show started so hot. I was like, brother, we got Macho Man coming out looking sexy as ever in this beautiful
30 seconds
in an amazing Technicolor dream coat. And then
looking great.
And then Kurosawa's back.
Which nothing against, like,
No.
Nakanishi is his actual like Christian name.
Yeah.
Dude, seeing this, like, remember when like Shinsuke Nakamura won the Rumble, and it was like that's I think the greatest wrestling moment I've ever seen happen in real time.
Sure.
And then like 2 months later, he's basically just like Kurosawa again.
Yeah.
They keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not different. This is 1995, and this is happening to Shinsuke Nakamura right now.
Yeah.
I remember before he even was like in WWE, I heard that everyone was like, the greatest wrestler of all time is going to WWE.
Yeah.
This is going to be unbelievable.
And then his first match was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
Hyped out the gate. He wins the Royal Rumble, and
Yeah.
they're like, can we let him do that? This is wrestling. We know what we got to do to a Japanese wrestler. This is crazy.
Yeah. Even though what's funny is Kurosawa in this match. I can't stand saying Kurosawa. It feels insane.
It feels insane.
Yeah, and then
Nakanishi.
Scorsese's no soul left. It's insane.
Yeah, dude. Like
the entire match
New
is
Japan to have a John Cassavetes wrestler.
The entire match is Macho Man working from beneath, getting his ass whooped.
So he has a shoot elbow injury right now. He's legitimately working with an elbow injury. This is not just storyline.
Okay. Well, he still drops an elbow to finish the match.
Well, he uses the other elbow.
Still,
I was paying attention to that myself. Kurosawa, by the way, This is very early in his career.
Right.
Meltzer writes, he was doing a martial arts gimmick of nothing but kicks, and his kicks are slow and pathetic looking. He called this a worst match of the year candidate.
It was so bad.
This is the worst Macho Man match I've ever seen, and that there are no other. I don't think I've ever said that.
This is the moment where I'm like, oh, they've run out of these dream matches that they're just giving away. But now this is what I expect out of a show like this, where it's like a main eventer versus a lower mid-carder, where it's very clear who's going to win. But even with the obvious result, Macho Man spent 95% of this match selling the most boring selling.
He only did his finish. That's it.
The crowd was totally dead until he would make any sort of comeback. Then it was like, they're so alive. Like, just wrap this. They could have just done this in one segment and had another match.
100%. This was so painful to watch, where every time Macho Man gained momentum, like Kurosawa would kick the pole or something, and then he would just go, every time. He would like fuck up and not sell, and then just go, and then it was over.
And then commentary,
he would do the hiya. It was just so cringy.
And commentary would be like, this guy's Japanese.
Yeah, they were like, oh no, he's in the grips of, quote, the Asian assassin.
Dude, the Asian assassin was brutal.
Yeah, brutal.
Oh my God.
So, and then Bobby Heenan said something like, this fella from the Orient is really, really scary or some shit. Brutal.
They're
man.
just
they need to move
he
away from
destroyed
this
his
as quick as
natural
possible.
enemy, Sergeant Craig Pittman. I'm sorry, quote, the undefeated Sergeant Craig Pittman.
Oh my God.
Dude, what this was the fact that I watched a bad Macho Man match has hurt my feelings.
Dude, just don't do it.
Why you gotta?
There's a pay-per-view on Sunday, and this is what they're putting on. What are you doing?
Why is he having to sell for 8 minutes?
He's wrestling Kamala this Sunday.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Kamala on TV in like 3 weeks.
No, we see the Dungeon of Doom fighting with Scott Norton for no reason.
That's later on. And that referencing an angle from 7 weeks ago.
Oh,
like,
they
what?
said, but dude, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That. I was crying laughing.
Dude.
Okay.
So, it's time.
Speaking of crying laughing is after this match.
Yes.
It just cuts to a close-up of a guy shouting who just kind of looks like a grown-up the sewn eye kid from Nightmare Before Christmas is just sitting in a chair.
Before we get to the master, we're skipping over a very important moment, which is when I squealed seeing Pepe's outfit this week, where Pepe is dressed like a cowboy.
Cowboy
had a little cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Cowboy hat.
Best part of the show by far.
Yeah, top moment. I love Cowboy Pepe. I love that it's like that's when you're selecting Pepe in the game, you hit triangle, Cowboy Pepe.
To change costume.
Yeah.
And just as I'm like, oh, all of a sudden in the side corner, son of a
Oh, you see now, Jordan, I was like, oh my God, it's time. I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, Jordan is about to see this for the first time. I can't.
What are your thoughts? Yeah. Oh, sorry, Colin.
I can't believe how much they show already. I forgot that it's like it's there.
It just happens, and the thing he just starts shouting.
Yes.
You cannot understand a word that he's saying. They didn't set it up with like the giant beforehand. It just cuts to a guy shouting about nothing, and then they pan down to reveal like
the most Party
laser
City
tag,
fucking
a laser tag set Ice Cube.
It's the Yeti.
It's an ice cube made of curtains.
Yeah,
and yes, I love. So this is a legendary moment in WrestleCrap. This is like an iconic. this is like people tell their grandkids.
Gobbledygooker,
about-
Shockmaster, the Yet-tay.
Yeah. The Yet-tay.
All three involve bursting out of something.
Yes.
And so there's so much here. So this person, this old man, this is the person behind it, was at one point a main eventer, Prince Curtis Iakea, in Hawaii and Portland. He feuded with The Rock's grandfather, Peter Maivia. He was like a known guy. I did not know him as that. I only knew him when I saw this, I was like, oh, this guy in the 80s managed Kamala for 5 minutes in WWF as the Wizard. So he just plays these dumb, fantastical characters. And as he was reciting this script, I have to say, like, his delivery was fine for like
fine.
an 80s supervillain.
For what for the guy that has to deliver like what is long term, maybe the worst segment in the history of the show ever. Yeah, he did a fine job.
The performance isn't like, you know what it was? It's like, did y'all see the Mission Impossible movie where they showed the like footage of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises beforehand, and you can't understand what Bane is saying at all because it's the original dialogue. It's just muffled nonsense.
Sure.
It's like he could be saying something cool. He's intense. Like the performance is probably good, but I'm getting no information from this.
There's
the
nothing.
script itself is like a 13-year-old is like, wow, this is a deep horror movie. Like that's what it sounds like.
I'll be honest.
It's
It
like,
made perfect sense to me knowing full well what the Yeti is. The Yet-tay.
the Yet-tay.
Jordan,
The Yet-tay.
It'll make more sense to you later. Once you're from like, you know, on a first name basis with the Yet-tay,
Right.
you'll be fine.
Once
get.
we have met, absolutely. Once we go to one brunch and a farmer's market,
Yeah,
I'm in.
You're fine.
I got it.
I have in my notes here, this episode fucking sucks. And then in next note is the Yet-tay.
The Yeti.
Also, the first time we hear Hogan, the rare white Bengal tiger, whose whiskers were stripped by the Taskmaster.
He hit him. How?
Dude.
Where's this white Bengal tiger?
I don't know.
I don't like.
Bengal tigers are like their identifier is the color that they already have.
Yeah.
By assigning another color, it negates the entire purpose of calling him a Bengal tiger.
This is the worst shit ever.
This
When
is
it
the worst
ends,
shit.
Like so he's on this pedestal.
Yeah.
We see this Party City Ice Cube. Then the camera pans down, and it's just Gene Okerlund hanging out with the Giant and Kevin Sullivan.
Well,
who
and
then explain what we just saw.
he remains there in that chair the whole show. He's up there the whole time.
No, they eventually lower that platform. We just see the ice cube. You see it at the end of as they cut to commercial, the platform lowers and he's out of the.
But they talk later in the episode. They're like, he's still just sitting there staring at us.
It's so stupid.
What is
that? The
happening?
template is that the template for like Sting in the rafters?
Yeah, the master. I like
the
that
master
when
just chilling.
When the master's monologue ends, Eric, who clearly is just like, holy shit, what do I say? Says, oh man, forget about Nightmare on Elm Street. We've got Nightmare Live. He's like, how do I make this about how Nitro rocks? Holy shit.
Not even Nitro and Elm Street.
Just Nitro. We've got Nightmare
Live. Dude, Eric says like says the dumbest line ever later on, which is just like, that giant block of ice is giving me the creeps.
What? It's cold. It's giving him a shiver.
It's literally
with this. The fact that the giant, the whole selling point of this entire thing is the giant needs an insurance policy.
Yeah.
The Giant is Kevin Sullivan's
He's a giant.
insurance policy.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, the Giant has not been in any form of peril at any point in this build. The Giant has been dominating Hulk Hogan. I feel like with this episode, like there was a few moments where I'm like, did we miss an episode? There's like so much jumping forward. So like there's 3 weeks of story crammed into this episode, and it's like, what is going on? Why does so before also I like that the Giant has to cut a promo again, and the worst thing you can do right now is give the Giant a microphone.
Yeah,
it totally exposes him. He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know how to like.
He's just doing Hogan.
Yeah, he hasn't developed any sort of unique cadence at all. So he goes, you will find the one true immortal is not you, it's me, the Giant, the immortal Giant.
Paul,
and then when,
it's okay. You only got better. Everything's fine.
When they cut to
His
commercial, also there's like half a second where you see him look at the camera like, are we cut?
Are we out? Yeah, like, are we off?
Like, bro, stay in count. You're talking about these fantastical things.
Crazy. The
immortal Giant. Oh, we're still on.
I really loved this Hogan promo next, though.
Dude, yes,
it was
real quick. The this is the first time I noticed the graphic for Halloween Havoc. The match is they have like they're trying to make the Giant and Hulk Hogan. Their heads are at the same height,
level,
but to do that, the Giant looks so tiny.
Yeah.
I have the exact same note. It makes Hogan look like the Giant because they're trying to make them because they have them at the same like level.
What is
like
the
Hogan should be
point
smaller
of having a giant in a segment?
Yeah.
If not to be like, he's fucking huge. Look, this is compared to our biggest guy.
The graphics are brutal.
He's physically the biggest guy, but they're like, but Hulk Hogan is like,
and I have to imagine it's Hogan in the Photoshop room.
Exactly.
Bigger.
Make the Hogan bigger, he
Bigger.
said.
Can you go to transform and go to scale, brother?
Hit that magic wand tool for me, dude.
That's not going to scale for me, brother.
The Hogan's promo next sounded like a biblical Mad Lib where he only filled in the answers with brother and dude.
That's a great way to put it. Before we get to what
I fear no evil, dude.
I love that Gene Okerlund introduces him as join me in welcoming the star of Thunder in Paradise.
Incredible.
Like
and
you're doing this like life or death angle and you're taking a second to promote your syndicated TV show.
Promoting the TV show, rips off the neck brace that has been there forever and just goes like, nay, though I walk through the brother of dude or whatever.
I have the quote. I walk through the valley of the dungeon of doom, brother. I fear no evil, dude, because the only thing to fear is evil itself, brother. Wait, what? No, the only thing to fear is fear itself.
Is evil itself.
He said
the only thing I'm afraid of is evil. Wait.
Dude. Kyle, brother.
Then he said, everybody knows what a man with black gloves and a black rag on is capable of.
Is that OJ?
Yes.
Again with the OJ.
But it unbelievably so this is supposed to be a Hogan teasing turning heel, but he has no he's still doing brother. He's like, I'm gonna carry the Hulkamaniacs on my back, dude.
Yeah, what happened to Hulkamaniacs,
brother?
I was just getting used to being a Hulkamaniac. I'm an ack again.
Yeah,
bullshit.
No, I want to be annoyed.
I'm a Hulkamaniac.
Am I annoyed or an ack? Also, did you notice he slipped in a plug to somebody that had to own a motorcycle shop?
Yes.
He gave a shout out to Tony Carletti at the California Connection because he's going to ride his Harley all the way to Detroit, brother.
He probably got a free bike for that.
I know. I can't believe Hulk Hogan is fucking doing ad reads for what you can afford a bike,
and people are mad at CM Punk for eating.
Click the microphone at the top of the page, dude.
Awful.
Crazy.
Fucking scumbag.
Make sure to like and subscribe, brother.
Straight up.
Oh my God.
Well,
I'm now realizing because he dropped the OJ reference that technically there's a through line from the OJ trial to the start of the NWO.
yeah. True. Certainly to the Yeti.
Certainly,
He calls himself the bad guy, Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do when the man in black destroys you? This
that
is
was good.
unbearable.
It's amazing.
Unbearable.
I Fear No Evil dude is maybe like a headstone contender for me.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
The only thing to fear is evil itself, brother.
God, that's so fucking stupid. It's unreal. That's so stupid. What a fucking idiot. We got
The only thing I fear is what I'm afraid of.
yeah, and he's probably like, brother, that is
Brother.
dude and brother.
Oh, dude.
Just running shit. We got Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit teaming up next. So
Yeah.
we got some
Finally
light
got a good
reprieve
match.
versus Mr.
very-
JL and Eddie Guerrero.
And with an injured Alex Wright in their corner.
Yeah.
Apparently, Alex Wright was supposed to be in this match. Couldn't make it because he's injured. And then we have Mr. JL. And based on our conversation last week, I looked it up. Like, why Mr. JL? What the hell is Jerry Lynn thinking? Here is a quote from an interview that Jerry Lynn gave last year about Mr. JL. He says, "The mask was my idea because it's been 7.5 years since I broke in the business. And I ask, what do I do to have to get a break? And my buddy says, well, the business has changed. It's all TV now. So it's all about capturing a viewer's attention so they don't change the channel. I've been going to Japan quite a bit and saw cool mask gimmicks. And I thought that no one in the States is doing a mask right now. I was working in a screen printing shop. I had a friend of mine in the art department help me with the design. At the time, the Power Rangers were huge TV. I thought I'd come up with something sort of Power Rangers and Alien-like and get a little crossover between the two. I came up with an outfit, cost me $1,200.
Damn.
And blah, blah, blah. They make the actual outfit.
That's like 10 grand now.
I was going to say, it's a down payment on a house
Yeah.
in 1995.
I sent pictures and video footage of me in the outfit, and WCW said that's exactly what they've been looking for. So the first night, this is only probably a couple hours before going live, and I talked to Kevin Sullivan, who was the booker at the time, about this, and Kevin Sullivan and a lot of other people are there. I don't blame Kevin, but they're saying, what do you want to be called? And I'm throwing out all these names like the Phantasm or Cyber Knight, just throwing names out there. Kevin Sullivan said, well, we don't want to just slap a name on you without researching any copyright infringements. This is 2 hours before the first show. Kevin Sullivan was booking at the time, and he said, what the fuck? Call him Mr. JL. I thought inside my head this is going to be the beginning of the end. $1,200 down the drain. But but I even told Kevin when years later we talked about it, and he apologized. I said, Kevin, it's not your fault. I wouldn't even say I was a fish in a big pond. I was just the guppy in the ocean because you had all these other heavy hitters there. What do we call this guy? Mr. JL.
Wow.
This is the head of creative.
Right. Yeah, exactly. How about his initials?
Yeah.
Mr.
It's crazy to think that you look at that gear now, and that would be like a Los Conquistadors type thing where you're like, oh, he's doing like a bit with the mask and stuff. And that was so groundbreaking that they were like, we got to get this guy. He's got a purple mask. Pay him whatever he wants.
He's Power Rangers.
Have you seen this guy? This guy looks like he's wearing armor.
And it clearly worked for him.
Battle armor.
Yeah. Like
this
like
is
from
groundbreaking stuff.
They say like outer space at that time.
He looks like some kind of space warrior. This is unbelievable.
Let's call him Mr. JL.
Mr. JL instead of like fucking Alien Man or some shit.
Well, they had Arachnoman.
Yeah. Alien Man, I would have been like, yo, who is Alien Man?
We got to get, what is going on?
Yeah, oh my God.
That was me seeing a Beetleborg, so totally.
God, Beetleborgs were dope, dude.
It was dope.
It was.
They were never on an
such a
appropriate
rip off
time.
of Power Rangers in retrospect, of course.
Yeah, but
But
they
just
had a
give me
They were
different-
in the Addams Family house.
Right. Yeah.
It was
Different
like
colors
what if
of
Power
the same
Rangers
thing.
were bugs and spooky.
Oh, I'm in.
Goth Power Rangers, I was down.
I'm in.
But you know what else I was down for is shout out to Alex Wright because he's hurt. He got a busted calf, but he's still figuring out a way to saunter out there and make sure that everybody still gets a glimpse of the hamstring.
Well,
you know
even
what I'm
with
saying?
an injured leg, he's got a third one ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta give him the hamstring.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ham Hawk. They said, okay, we're so sorry for all that garbage. Here's the 4 best wrestlers you've ever seen.
And then
This
they
was
cut
so
away.
sharp and crisp.
It was
This was like
awesome.
watching like the Bucks versus Penta and Phoenix today, like back then. You know, like everybody's on their shit. They're doing all this crazy stuff. The announcers can't help but get excited.
They can't help but get excited, but still don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
They don't know
True.
what to call. Like a dragon screw, Eric will be like, belly to leg suplex. You'll only see that here live on Nitro.
Yeah, you only see these moves here that I did no research on.
Dude, he's so overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that they're doing that there is literally a moment where he's like, oh my God, he's just Malenko is just working on that body part. Like he forgets the word arm.
I like that Bobby Heenan is like, how do you call this stuff?
Yeah.
How can you guys keep
He
up?
doesn't.
Bobby is being real,
Yeah.
just going like, there's a lot of shit, guys.
This being good makes the Yet-tay so much worse.
This exactly, like there was a moment where I'm like, all right, this episode's fun. This is
Yeah.
good. There was a moment where I was like, we haven't even gotten Disco Inferno this week. And I swear to you, just as I thought that, Bobby Heenan goes, hey, do you know how Das Wonder Punk broke his knee? He was trying the moves of Disco Inferno. It's like he read my mind.
They're just like, how do we get him over?
Mongo
Incredible.
had a great line. These guys have been flying around like a stirred up nest of killer bees, baby.
It sounds like a fun saying, but it's just like a thing. Bees just do get stirred up, though.
Yeah.
Like there's
Like
nothing out of the
regular bees.
ordinary.
They're flying like
Regular
regular
bees.
bees, Mongo.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to cut away from this because it's good to see the
Yeah,
Dungeon of Doom.
since we don't have Disco, we do have to do something else.
We got to have Dungeon of Doom fighting with Scott Norton and the best line of the show. Evidently, this is left over from September 11th.
11th. I
wept.
screamed.
Dude.
I was
Hey, isn't it all, brother? Aren't we all? Isn't everything we're doing left over from September 11th in some way? You know?
And later in the show, when there's like a run-in, Bobby Heenan goes, you better call 911 on this. And I was like, what?
Two?
And he's like, oh, he means 911.
This is a
Dude,
masterpiece.
imagine Scott Norton and the Shark beating the shit out of each other because of like 9/11 beef.
That's exactly like evidently sharks can melt steel beams and Scott is not having it.
You forgot, motherfucker. You were never supposed to forget.
Imagine just sharks.
Yeah, sharks and 9/11.
Shark 11. It sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Sharks. Oh my god. Apparently, this is left over from September 11th.
This is dude, cut away from the greatest wrestling of all time to then here. Apparently, this is left over from September 11th, and it's
Like-
Scott Norton and a guy with a little bit of
Just a shark fighting. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna get you. Oh man, September 11th really hit these guys hard.
And literally, this was 6 weeks before this episode. Like, who even remembers this angle? You know, like we barely remember it.
This was like the second episode of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
And this is
God.
now
This
what,
didn't
the
even happen
No.
on Nitro. It
No.
happened on the Saturday show or whatever.
No, it happened when it was Macho Man versus Scott Norton, and then the Shark came in and attacked Macho Man. They didn't have a finish. And now, so Norton's getting his revenge. 6 weeks later, he remembered.
Oh.
He remembered. He's like, oh yeah,
That's why you fucked up my
that
match.
fucking shark cost me my match 8 months ago.
I forgot about that. So yeah, initially when he first says the September 11th line, I'm like, does the Shark have a box cutter? What's happening here?
Also during this match, Bischoff, Bischoff becomes Bitchoff. Am I right? He goes, "This is a side of Hulk Hogan I've never seen, and quite frankly, scares me." They're trying to portray like this, like they're trying to portray the Hulk Hogan promo that we just saw as something different from every other Hulk Hogan promo we've ever seen, other than that poetic mess that he did.
They cannot get over that this is a different thing, no matter what. Because he's still saying dude and brother.
And Heenan is trying to like shit on Hogan and say that he can't win. And Mongo responds, "Come on now, get your shorts out your neck again." And I had to put the captions on because I didn't understand, like, get your shorts out of your neck again. I think he means
talking out of
like
your ass.
Get your head out of your ass,
Yeah.
but he's trying to like PG it.
Which like kind of awesome. I think I'm gonna start saying that.
I'm gonna start.
Hey, get your
saying
shorts
that.
out of your neck.
That's the Mongo phrase of the week, folks.
Yeah, that's very
guy's
good.
got
Get
his
your
shorts in
shorts
his
out
neck.
your neck.
Well, he dropped another one after this. That was after this match. Eric makes a little quip about in your house.
Oh,
And Mongo says, in your outhouse.
oh, you mean in your outhouse? They need to dig another hole and move that thing because it's starting to stink.
Yeah. And,
And
you
then
know, Eric
Bishop
was sitting there
goes-
like,
Well, Bishop goes, like my friend John Cougar says, when the walls come tumbling down.
holy shit.
It's like, woof.
Brutal.
Shut up, Eric.
Fucking
Chris Benoit
brutal.
did one of the most beautiful superplexes I've ever seen in this match. And then on the other hand, you look at it and Benoit lands directly on his fucking neck.
Yeah.
There's no shoulders embracing the impact. It's just his neck.
There's also a moment where Benoit has to like clothesline Eddie out of the ring and they kind of like don't make it all the way. And that's the dark side of watching these matches now, is knowing Benoit went to the back and punished himself for that. He did like 1,000 squats or something because he didn't hit Eddie out of the ring all the way.
Yeah, he blamed himself.
Brutal.
I just want to really quick, just to lighten the mood a little bit. I
Please.
wanted to try to find like a vintage Nitro T-shirt.
Okay.
And I found one, and it has like the regular Nitro logo, and then on the back it has top 10 reasons to watch Monday Nitro.
All
And
right.
they are all completely unhinged. Number 10, Monday Night Football is for wimps. Number 9, you can practice the choke slam on your mother-in-law. Number 8, it's the only way to show the neighbors how popular you are. Number 7, party guests can help you find the TV remote. Number 6, you were planning to buy new furniture anyway. Number 5, you can drop your pants and show everyone your NWO for life tattoo. Number 4, now you've got a reason to buy that new 32-inch TV set.
Oh
my God.
Number 3, it's been a while since the police paid you a visit. Number 2, get your friends hooked and then start charging a cover. And number 1, friends don't let friends watch Raw.
Wow.
Oh,
It's like the literal opposite of the whole "don't try this at home" bit.
Yeah. Invite people
Try this
over.
at home
Kick the
immediately.
shit out of them.
yeah. Break your furniture.
Kill your mom, Nitro.
Kill your mom. Dude, so many WCW shirts have like weird lists and like shit on the back of the t-shirt. Like I have a Sting t-shirt that says like like Sting, like a Sting Webster's dictionary corner, and it says definition of Sting, and it just says number 1, sea scorpion. That's it.
Hey, are they wrong?
Come
come on. I like before the next match starting, there's 6 guys with WCW TNT painted on their faces in black.
Yeah. It
Mhm.
looks
They look
like
insane.
Wario.
It's crazy.
they all look like Wario.
Just like they're like, oh, get a shot of the 6 blackface guys. We got to get them. We got to highlight the blackface guys real quick, guys.
And
That's
they're
good
on that
stuff.
shot way too long because there's like, yeah, this is us. Hey.
They're not
We're from
even.
Huntsville, Alabama.
It's truly the messiest job that it does kind of look like guys that had just finished doing blackface.
Yeah.
It took me like a minute to be like, what does that say?
It was full
TNT?
blackface, but they just specifically scrubbed off a T that you see.
It's just a lot of like, we weren't doing nothing. What?
Yeah, exactly. No, it says TNT. I swear to God.
No, we're going to Nitro. We're going to Nitro. We're going to Nitro. This is it. We're done. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
No.
Yeah.
We're not
God.
painting it anymore. This is it.
We love WCW nighttime. We're good.
What do we think of the main event? The main event here.
As far as like their heavyweight matches, not counting the last match, which was the best match. This was, you know what? No, this was not good.
This sucks.
Because this was all selling.
I wrote in my notes. Boring ad match.
Yeah, the match.
I was sitting there like, man, this match is boring as hell.
No, this was not good. I wrote match was pretty boring until Sting's hot tag. Yeah, that was the only thing that was fun. He was doing stinger splashes on every corner. The crowd was going nuts.
I really liked at one time Sting was gonna hit a stinger splash on Stevie Ray, and Stevie Ray was like all the way on the ground, like taking a breather, and like had to like shoot up for the stinger splash, absolute last second. And he saw him coming. He's like, "Fuck, okay."
Yeah, Stevie Ray's just there for the paycheck.
He's just
dude. I love. Here's the thing: Harlem Heat have been the champions 2 times in these 8 episodes.
And 3
and
weeks.
not a one time have they physically had the belts.
Where were the titles?
Where are the titles? They did not make mention of the fact that they are the tag team champions or that they lost them or whatever.
Are they champions or are the American Males champions?
They apparently won, according to an episode we watched, they beat the American Males again a week later to win the titles back.
This is a brand new television show. And the title lineage is convoluted.
What's so weird is they won the titles on Saturday night. It's like the other shows barely exist on Nitro. They barely reference them. You really have to, if you just watch Nitro, you're not getting the full picture, I think.
No.
They put a lot of importance. Like, dude, Ric Flair is on Saturdays most of the time.
Dusty has exclusively been on Saturdays this entire time.
We haven't
seen Ric Flair in 2 weeks. Yeah, like Ric Flair is teaming with Sting against Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman this Sunday on the pay-per-view. And not like Pillman was there attacking Eddie Guerrero for some reason.
Yeah, and Sting is in a tag with Luger.
Match.
Totally.
Yeah, Sting is back with Luger. And did Sting and Luger win the tag team titles? Was that a tag team title match?
No.
Which is why
so,
they didn't. Instead of just doing a line of dialogue being like, this is not a non-title match, they just don't bring the titles out and don't acknowledge the fact that Harlem Heat are the tag team champions.
Dude, when the Harlem Heat first came out, I'm like, God, every time I know of the Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
I know they're awesome, but the presentation of them has been such a bummer. And then Googling the Harlem Heat and finding out that literally neither brother has ever lived anywhere near the Northeast has just hurt my feelings.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah, they're from Houston.
They're apparently from like Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Apparently, when the first pitch for them was to come out in shackles. Woo, woo.
Holy shit! I mean, Vince, it's thank God
Southern wrestling.
They went to WCW first because Vince might have actually done that. Considering how we saw Jordan's gone, how we saw the story play out with him and Triple H, which is maybe the worst, the wrong guy one of all time.
One thing that I didn't understand about the show. So in the Hogan promo, when he's pretending to be a heel, where we're supposed to think he's a heel, still saying brother and dude, he's like, Macho, Sting, and Luger, bro, you guys are fighting over who to challenge me, brothers. You better decide which one of you is the pit bull, because I'm the big dog. I'm the bad guy. And Sting, how dare you wear red and yellow? Those are my colors. And I was like, what? When did Sting wear red and yellow? And then he comes out wearing red and yellow.
And he's like, see,
The announcers make note about how he's wearing red and yellow. You know who else is wearing red and yellow? Harlem Heat.
yeah.
Why is it like they're wearing the exact same colors?
It's like
as
what
Sting?
every other guy is wearing.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what? Who else wore red and yellow that same night? Macho Man in the Slim Jims commercial.
It's true.
The only one who's bringing money
That's
into
right.
the company with the red and yellow specifically.
That's right. And man, what a terrible match this was, huh?
This sucked ass.
I hate it.
There was a great line from Bobby Heenan. They're trying to put over this ice cube. We don't need, they're trying to put over the Yet-tay.
The Yeti.
Bischoff says, we don't even know it's human. And then Heenan goes, what the hell is a Yet-tay anyway? An animal, a Bigfoot that walks through the woods people can't capture with a scent and fur. Just a horrible looking thing. Like that girl I saw McMichael with the other day who had an earring missing. So good.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So good.
And then
Incredible.
Mongo's just like, man, you lost it or something.
No.
That
No.
was such a good.
That
No,
wasn't me.
because.
Dude.
No, because I was holding her earring for her. Okay.
Did they mention
Such a
one
great
time that
setup.
this is the go home show?
Bishop
little
said,
bit.
yeah, like after the Sullivan Giant promo, Bishop was like, this Sunday it's man versus man, machine versus machine.
Wow.
Oh, God. I'm surprised we never get a full rundown of the card
Never.
on Nitro.
Because they didn't have it.
Well, I looked it up, though, and the ratings at this point, Nitro isn't even their highest rated show. The Saturday night show just edges it
Wow.
out. So I think that's still like the main show for them.
Wow.
I believe it's 2 hours. They have more time.
Sure.
So it's a little, they're trying to prioritize now. They're trying to figure it out. But this match was not good. And then, of course, the big schmaz right before the pay-per-view, everyone comes out. I was a little stunned at how positively the crowd reacted for Hogan Giant. Like they wanted
I
to
think
see
they just
it.
like that. I mean, we've been watching this terrible show for weeks now. And it's like,
Yes.
okay, they're finally, there's no restraining order. They can finally touch each other. Thank God. Shut up. Just fight. So, of
And-
course.
I'm surprised they
Unbearable.
even actually do fight because it gives away how boring them fighting is.
Yeah.
And it's like, at this point, it's like, oh, I don't want to see this paper. Like, this is
No.
what it's going to be. It's going to be awful.
Giant, like, head bouncing off the turnbuckle, doing a full body, like, boing type self.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe he sold. I couldn't believe he
crazy.
sold anything. Like,
I
why
know.
would you sell like this? What should have been was Giant once again
Yeah.
getting the better of Hulk Hogan so that you have to, when the show goes off the air, you ask, will this be the end of Hulkamania?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Like, why are
But-
you changing the formula?
But
No,
instead,
Instead, he gets bonked in the head a little.
Yeah, a little-
The goose egg comes up. And then you hear like a little coconut sound effect.
and then the ending of this show is actually one of the dumbest shots in the history of wrestling.
Unreal.
For a split second. First of all, the thing lights up and the red light just illuminates the design on the ice cube that is clearly a dick. Like straight up, it's just like there's a red dick on the ice cube
On
now.
the cube.
And then just glowing around. I'm like, no one QC'd that at all
No.
because there's like it's
The-
got a
the-
mushroom
so
head
one
and
prop guy
everything.
was like, I'm getting the dick on. No, you
I'm
can't.
getting like a full like circumcised dick
Wow.
on this ice cube because this idea sucks.
Prop guy, if you're listening, if you want to come on the show,
Yeah, please.
Let us know.
We appreciated the effort, and then just bah!
and then he just goes, "Good night, everybody." it's instant. Oh my God, it's the Yeti. Good night.
Literally just bah! And the episode was
That
like,
was
oh,
it.
and then it was like episode 9 is loaded. This is crazy.
Like, that's supposed to be what gets you to order the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, and also, so Jordan, what did you think? Like when you heard the announcers hyping what was in this ice cube and the Yeti, how did you imagine the Yeti looked in your mind's eye? Like, oh, well, what's this Yeti gonna be?
I didn't even realize that they were talking about like
a physical actual Yeti.
a physical being. I was like, what? The whole time.
So
like,
what did you think when you first saw the ice cube? What did you think was in it? The whatever that was.
I like for a minute I was like, is this like I didn't even get that they were hyping up the actual thing was gonna come out of it.
Oh well, in wrestling, if there's a big object, something's coming out.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was like, okay, this is like, I was like, this is a block that is gonna give them power. And there's a Yeti in there, and so the giant will get the power of the Yeti to defeat Hulk Hogan.
Different Yeti. He's a whole other guy.
As I did, the fact that it popped open and a big toilet paper mummy came out is
like you still
so
like,
unhinged.
It's
still
crazy.
not even the craziest. It gets even crazy.
It gets worse.
At minimum, it should have been like a hairy being.
Yeah,
agreed.
But the fact that they were trying to sell, they did the wrong thing. I was like, there's no way there's a thing in there.
Oh, and boy, is there.
They wouldn't do that. And
Jordan,
they did.
Jordan, I can't wait till you see what they would do. It is truly shocking. It is truly like you're going to go watch a compilation after this of like worst wrestling moments ever. And this might be number one.
This is history, right?
This is actual wrestling history. Just wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's I feel like I'm like this. It feels like Kenneth Burns right now.
I know it is. And next week is Halloween Havoc,
folks.
This is going to be fun.
I truly cannot wait.
Nope, me, Rob.
So I of course, like the great thing about an episode like this is, you know, you got to run to Meltzer and be like, okay, what's really going on here? Yeah. So first I want to read his recap of the final segment. He says, Luger was terrible, and since he was in most of the match, the bout was terrible.
It was awful.
After the match, the Giant, who was showing some great charisma, chokeslammed both Sting and Luger, and Savage tried to make the save, but the Dungeon of Dumb all ran in.
Got him.
Boom.
Got him.
Hogan ran in. I can't believe they aired something to give the Giant vulnerability before the first pay-per-view match. Just as the show went at the air, a giant ice cube exploded with a split-second shot of a guy dressed up in a mummy costume. This was worse than bad Saturday morning television, and given the time slot, I don't think a lot of 5-year-olds watch Nitro.
Wow.
They didn't even plug one match for next week's show. Also, we have that Johnny B. Bad is unfortunately currently injured with a rib injury. And the next pay-per-view after Halloween Havoc in November, it's going to be the debut of World War III, which
we're back to war.
Three ring 60-man battle royal.
Oh, it's so awesome.
I can't wait.
And the thing about it is WCW currently only has 44 contracted wrestlers.
That's right.
So they have to find a bunch of like guys hanging around.
There's going to be some dudes.
So with like, you're like,
this is their Royal Rumble.
Oh, it's
kind
much
of
bigger, Jordan. It's
but
way
worse.
It's war.
This is war.
It's war.
Yeah,
right. We're back to war.
It's three
There's
times
no rules in war except for the rules.
That's right.
Except you have to stay in your ring. So
what?
The reason they're introducing the Yeti is because they eventually want a giant in each ring. They want the Giant, the Yeti, and then apparently a third giant who never actually happens, but was supposed to be T-Rex. We were supposed to get a dinosaur giant. Like, would that just look like a member of Gwar? You know, like what would T-Rex?
Worse. It would look worse.
Like Thomas Rex. What is the T? Or are they just going to call him?
It would be just T-Rex. I think just T-Rex.
It's spelled out T-E-E.
Yeah, like T-shirt. T-Rex.
And so also the Yet-tay was supposed to be played by Giant Gonzalez.
Right.
But unfortunately, Giant Gonzalez did not get his visa cleared, so was not there. And the person who would go on to play T-Rex, Ron Reese, who eventually will be in Raven's
Wait, so
Flock.
they actually do T-Rex?
No, they never do it. So that person ended up playing the Yet-tay because the other one couldn't have his visa in there.
Giant Gonzalez got there. He flew there and everything, but couldn't legally work.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That's insane.
And he's much taller.
They put in so much work. Did they
And
think
money.
this was going to be like, they saw it and they were like, awesome.
Yeah.
This is, I want to reiterate, this is just the start. There's going to be vignettes. There's going to be a lot of silliness. We are hitting our stride, folks.
I truly cannot wait. I did not expect this.
We've only just begun.
Now that I know that we are in like mummies coming out of laser tag equipment and like and a monster truck, dude, I'm in for this. I was so surprised. It's such dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
It's a very exciting time because even with the terrible stuff on top, there is still really cool stuff in the mid card with the, Eddie Guerrero. Like we're going to get Eddie Guerrero and Brian Pillman in a week or two. That's going to be awesome.
And eventually that stuff is like opening every time and it's awesome every time.
Yeah.
It gets easier to watch, but it's going to be a while.
We're going to have to dig through shit to get to the gold.
I'm having a great time watching this shit though. Like
good.
At least it's this bad. This is easier to watch than Raw right now.
100%.
Raw is like watching something trying like in the way that modern Raw is, and it failing miserably is impossible to watch. I can watch someone try to like fail to put together like a children's birthday party once a week. Like this is incredible.
This did feel like the longest episode, even though it's the same length as all the other episodes.
Well, there was no like flashbacks or recaps or anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I usually don't scan through those either, but yeah, you're right. Everything, it's weird. You would think everything was made to set up the pay-per-view, but really everything was made to set up this weird Hogan thing.
Well, they're
wasting so much time.
2.5 matches, and that's like 10 total minutes of
right.
TV
Yeah,
time.
usually there's 4 matches.
It's
think
35 minutes of monologues, not even
insane.
promos.
Yeah, way too much talking. Well, I'm so excited. Next week we're gonna watch Halloween Havoc. We need to do a full episode on Halloween Havoc. As always, please make sure to follow us, KNITRO Pod, on social media, Twitter, Instagram. We post highlights of these shows. I like to post other little retro clips, little compilations, and
I like the this day in Nitro stuff that you've been posting.
Beautiful.
Keep that up. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Keep it up, baby.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Watch KNITRO. Watch Nitro. Keep up to date with us. That's the fun part, is watching it with us. We will see you next week for Halloween Havoc 1995.
Yet-tay!
I'm bringing candy corn to the episode tape.
That'll
I can't wait.
That'll be very fun.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Bye, fam.
Bye.